everyone, my name is Kat. Welcome along to Cat Stitch here in New Zealand. Today is August the 26th, which is a Saturday, and it's a very late mid-year WIP Parade today. For those that are joining me for the first time, thanks very much for coming along and thanks for pushing play. I appreciate. I say we when I'm meaning me and Bobby and Monkey, but we do appreciate you stopping by when there's so many new ones out there to look at. And for those that are returning, thanks very much, guys. I so appreciate your support and love all the comments that I get, which do make my day, especially over the last few weeks. Okay, so quick update before I do the WIP Parade. So the doctor has got me off work for 3 months, at least, and then it'll be reviewed then. Yeah. Whether I go back to that job or not is another matter. So there we go. So that's all, and apart from getting a bit sick, I got bronchitis, and it's a bugger really. But there we have it. Okay, so enough of that silly stuff. I'll also have a little bit of haul at the end, and in amongst the WIPs there may be some finishes. I just haven't put them in the right place yet, and I sort of thought I'll just, so it's not going to be the most organised WIP Parade, but it is a WIP Parade of what I've got still to do. Alrighty, and I'll let you know there are some that may be UFO'd, but they're going to be adapted to be used based on the amount of stitching that's already done on it. Just with circumstances at the moment, I'd rather not use a whole bunch of thread and fabric and my time on ones that are never going to get displayed or never going to, that just don't appeal anymore. But they might just get put away for a year and be brought back out in 2025. So there we go. Which may be the more probable thing of what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call it a 2025 one. So it'll be the last time you'll see it until 2025 when I pull it back out. Anyway, like I said, I'm not the most organised because I didn't know if I was going to record this or not. And as it is, I'll just see how we get through. Hang on, let me just wet the whistle so I can get a bit less croaky, sounding like an 0900 number. Don't want that. Okay, oh, there we go, see? There we go. Oh, it doesn't have to keep on wetting it. Okay. Right, so the first one is one that I started for the August camp cross-stitch camp challenge. And it's a new designer for me, but obviously not a new designer. Ms. Colleen from Rebel Stitches did Happily Ever After, which is this one here. Here we go, this one here. And so I have started it. And there's my start. Where are we? Oh, that's better. Okay, here's my start. So I've got from one side to the other. And this is on it's 18 count. And I haven't got my notes. I believe it is, I don't know what it is. Okay, like I said, not the most organised today, Kat. I have got it noted down, I just haven't got any of my notes. So we're just going to go through and, sorry about the zips. You'll hear the zips at the end because I've got to zip them up so nothing falls out. Oh, and that one was in this lovely bag. Most of my bags are made by Judith, the lovely lady in New Zealand. So there's my seashell one, with the lovely seashells and bits and pieces on the charms. Oh dear, my camera, I'm so out of practice. Okay, and then this is my autumn bag again from Judith. And this one, ooh. Okay, now this is the one that it's Chester's Place by Whistle Stop Designs, which is this one here. Now, last time you saw it, I wasn't happy with the lettering and, you know, and that colour on the chart. I know it was one that I picked, but I wasn't happy with how it looked. So I put this aside for a while to decide on what I was going to do. And so this is where it was. So I decided to frog 512 stitches, take all the lettering out and that colour that I'd put into the roof as well. So I removed all of it. Chose another couple of colours. And you had my board here somewhere. And nothing's ironed, just so you know. And this was my 3-day spin focus this week. Oops. So there we are. So that's where we're up to now. So I took 512 stitches out and I added just over 3,500. My big focus was to get the house finished. And yes, before you say anything, there is an error on the house at the door. But that's okay. I can live with that because there's no way I was going to frog anything else on this piece. So, yeah, so I restitched the words and I finished the windows. I'd almost run out of parchment for the window frames, but I found some in another of my charts, just enough so that I could nick off with to get that finished. And I used a different green for the grass because I wanted to make sure I'd have enough of the pine needles to do the entire frame. I didn't want to run out of that green. And this is getting stitched on 14 count smoky cloud. No, vintage cloud. Get it right, Kat. Really, really distressed about the fact that the vintage range is discontinued. Like, no! Because I love using the vintage range from DMC, but yeah, okay. So it goes back into that one. I have no assistance, so I need to make sure that I put everything back in, otherwise I'm in trouble. Right, in this lovely little notion pouch, which I also use as a project bag. And that's a finish. That's a finish? Yeah. This is one that's still doing. Is Olga's Tart by Plum Street Samplers. And I haven't got a huge start on this, and I'm stitching it on the 18 count one that I tea-dyed, I believe. Yeah, tea-dyed with a splash of red green. So, oops, that's that one there. So not a huge start, and it's not showing up overly well on the... Mind you, it probably would have shown up better if I actually ironed anything. But I did spend a lot of time yesterday ironing, trust me. My iron hates me now. Overworked it yesterday. But it's because I was ironing batting onto fabric for project bags for me to make. My first unsupervised making of project bags. I was contemplating trying to make one before I filmed, but I thought, you know, let's not rush this job. We just I'm gonna do it afterwards because I'm gonna be. I've just, you know, last night I watched Elizabeth and Ken stitch again, and I'll watch it again this afternoon to, you know, for the tutorial of how to make bag, just to, and I'll probably keep it on my phone ready for me to replay and do it step by step for the first one at least. And then the other thing I did was iron the rest of the pile of ones I'm going to be fully finishing next month for the Halloween Facebook page challenge of fully finish Friday, I think it is, or something. So every, I don't know, fully finish weekend or something like that. But to try and do at least one a week. And I'm like, well, I've prepped 80, so let's see how many I can get done. Who knows? It's not going to be 80. Anyway, so the next one, I'm, you know, diverted again. The next one is in this lovely bag. I don't know what's going on with why I can't show it right. I'm probably not looking in the right place either, so just ignore that. I'm just not quite with it. Joys are jokes. Okay, so the next one is a stitch along that I'm doing with Judy from an Aussie and a Kiwi world, and it's the Wizard of Oz tree by Tiny Modernist. I hope I'm going to be able to remember all these names again, because I'm doing quite well so far. This is good. So here's my progress so far. So I'm trying to do like one of the branches at least each month. So I finished Tin Man this month, so I'm happy about that. So the Cowardly Lion is next, and that is getting stitched on the one that I tea dyed and then added a little bit of red green to the water, and that is on 14 count. So there you go. Like I said, I will try and remember everything. I just don't have any of my cards with me, because this is like a last minute thing that, you know, while this is going, I'll give it a go. So there we go. So that's that one. Okay, this one is, okay, so on the Halloween page we've got the Just Cross Stitch Challenge, which is something that's done pretty much every year, and it's only for the Halloween editions, and it's basically just, you know, stitch as. So this one, do I have it in here or not? I can't. No, I've left the printout in the other room. So this is this one here, and I'm just stitching it on 18 count vintage grey, and that's my start. I'm actually using Etoile, so it's a little bit sparkly, but that's my start on that one. And I'll just put that over there for now, because that's got my other monkey. No. In the lovely bag from Nicole, North Island Stitcher. She made this lovely bag for me, very Halloweeny, very me. But in it, because it's a challenge I started with her, is the Happy Mood Point Sale Challenge. And this started last September, I think. And then I started it again as a new sale, focusing on this particular design, which is Coffee Time Sale, I think. I'll have to look that up, because it's been so long since I've posted. But it's from Happy Mood Point, and it's Coffee Time Quaker, I think it is, or Coffee Time. And here we are now. So since you last saw it, I had done this bottom section down here to get it down to the bottom, so I could make sure that it was going to fit. So it's going to fit, thank goodness. Otherwise I would have been gutted. In the heart, I've got another phrase that I need to just graph, because I'm not doing the alphabet. Yeah, so that's looking good so far, but I need to pull that back out, and, you know, because my goal is to have it finished before the end of the year. This is one of my end of year goals, to have this one finished by the end of the year. So that's going into a different pile, because that's, I'm trying to pick out how many that I, you know, which ones I definitely want to finish this year, and that's one of them. Okay, next, another one to finish this year is from Tempting Tangles Design. It's called Maple Leaf Maze, and this is where I'm up to. So I'm nearly finished. Well, I say that, but there's still a heck of a lot more to go. But yeah, it's one that I need to focus on, and this is getting stitched on 18 count ivory, I believe. I believe it's ivory. Could be something else. I'll have to see my notes. There we go. So it's Maple Leaf Maze by Tempting Tangles. and that's what it's going to look like at the end. See, I'm definitely out of practice. I'm still a bit loopsy. That's another one I want to finish this year. This one, which is this one? Okay, so this is another one of my tiny towns, my second one, and Honey of a Tiny Town. So I've nearly got the house finished for the first one. It hasn't had a lot of my attention, so that's why it's not overly advanced. And this is on Fox and Rabbit, 16 count prehistoric, I believe. So that's what I've got done so far. I'm keeping it on the Q-snap so that, because this is one that I have next to me, and I'll just pull it out and might put a thread on it in my pink bag. And then last night I was working on Puntini Puntini craft supplies. Now this is a sale that I'm doing, so it's PP craft supplies sale. Any sale, any hashtags I will put here when I'm on the project, in case I forget to mention it, and I'll also put the hashtags down below if I can remember. I won't put information about all of the WIPs though, okay? So if you want any info about them, please just drop a line and ask me about them, and I'll give you the info. So I've already seen other people nearly finished, and I'm just like, I'm so slack on this. But I've only really spent one day on it, so here we go. So here we go. I just finished these words last night, just before I had to sort of stop. So that's where I'm up to. And this piece of fabric, it's a beautiful, it's not showing up, oh, it's not too bad, but this is my avocado fabric. So this is the one where I use the avocado seeds and skins and boiled them up and then jar dyed, and I got this lovely sort of apricot-y sort of salmon-y colour. And it's on 18 count. So that's what I'm doing. Well, it's not actually what I'm doing today because I've drawn a different one. Okay, so this one here is one that I started for my friend, to thank him for all the help he's offering me, to help get me through and help me get my health back on track. It is by Awesome Pattern Studio, and it's called Wellington. And that's what it's going to look like at the end. I got the square version. There is a round one as well. And here is where I'm up to. So it's getting stitched on 18 count vintage smoky grey, vintage grey. So I'm happy with that. It's definitely one that is, you know, hopefully going to get spun up soon, because I want to really get into this again and spend another 3 days on it. But yeah, happy with that. So that is now going to go into this one because this bag is empty, so I can take it out of the plastic one, which I had it in. Oh, here we go. I do have it. Here we go. So that's what the design is going to look like at the end. So there's a long way to go, but I'm doing pretty good so far. So let me just transfer all this into here, and I haven't put any on floss drops or nothing for this one. So not organised, but just my energy levels are just not there at the moment. I do any little jobs and that's it, I'm out for the count. So there we go. So that's now in my apothecary bag. Okay. Actually, move those ones over there because they're smaller. Right, what's in Greece? Greece is the word, again by the lovely Judith, which is very cool. And it's got the, I don't know if you can see that, the pink ladies. There we go. Very cool. So this one has Tempting Tangles, no it's not, Needle Bling Designs Trick or Treat, which is this one here. And I still haven't really gotten anything on it since I started it. So it's just sitting on that, or is it that? I don't know. And it's getting stitched on Maypole Ribbons, 14 count by Jodie Ree. But that's where I'm up to so far. I think it's that way. Yeah. Yeah. Next, this bag is from the lovely Kristen over in the UK. She sent me a couple, and this has a matching needle case as well. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was going to start sneezing or not, which is never a good thing. So it's, you know, one stitch at a time. Happiness is handmade. Sewing mends the soul on the back. It's absolutely lovely. And in here, actually I can't show that one because it's a model. So I'm just going to put that one over on this side. But it's a lovely bag. Nope. See, I told you I wasn't as organised as I should have been. Okay. So this one, there's two in this bag because it's on the same piece of fabric. And both of them have very minimal starts. Okay. So, where are we? Oh, there we go. Okay. So this one, from what I can understand, it's called the Russian House. I haven't really, you know, it was a kit that I got years and years and years ago, and it's one that I, you know, stitched up. It was all in red, obviously, and I, you know, and I thought, you know what, I'd love to do that, but in ombre tone, and I'm doing it with sulky threads. So this is my start, my, you know, my restitch of that one. There we go. So that's that one. And then I thought, you know, I'll do a slight variation of Winter Cometh by, I think it's Summer House. I should have brought my notes in, but I don't even know which way this goes now. Does it go that way? I'm not sure which way this goes. Sorry guys, but that's where I am. It's one of those two ways. Starting to get tired. So brain gets fog when getting tired. So here we go. Have I done any more in those? I don't think I started another one. Those were all finished. Nope. Should put that in my kit pile, not my WIP pile. Okay, there we go. Right, and this one. Oh, model. Oh, this one I can show you. I know I can show you this one. Okay. This is Alice by, oh, as you can see, the lovely bag that Judith made me as well. It's called Alice by Uri TM. And I have added a little bit more to it, and I want to add some more. So here we go. And this has been stitched on 18 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. So there we are. And of course I'm not using the right colours, just saying. Next are my Hade, which I need to pull out, but I'm just waiting for it to be spun. It is Ornament Bewitched, Lisa Parker design, and charted by Hade. I've only got a decent start. You know, there's a few hundred stitches in it, even though it doesn't look like much. I'm actually doing it 2/1 10th stitch. Although that looks like oh no, there's 2 stitches, a few, on 25 count. So happy with that so far. We'll see how we go. And that was the restart, so I restarted that one because I wasn't happy doing it on the bigger count fabric. Then we have my Mermaids, which is one of the first bags I got from Judith. It's by Erin Elizabeth, and it's Witch's Coffee House. It's not showing up wonderfully on camera, but it does show up when you sort of got it in front of you. I really hope this gets spun soon because I want to work on it again. And it's been stitched on Wolf Marite 18 count. That's not 18 count. What have I got on there? 14 count. 14 count opal called Wolf Marite. So yeah, hoping that'll get pulled up soon. This is one that may be UFO'd. This is a 2025 one for sure, because there's a lot of fabric that hasn't been used on it yet, and I'm not sure if I want to continue. So it's Grimm's Cell. I love what I've done so far, but 2 things. One, it's going to be too big for me to do anything with, because it's only about halfway. And 2, it's been a struggle to stitch on. It just hasn't called me all year, and when I've pulled it out, it has been a challenge to stitch on it. So what might happen is that I may just put in Upon a Time there, add in some more decal down there, and then that will be a finish. So if I don't do that this year, then you won't, then it'll get put away until 2025. So that's the Grimm's Cell by Clouds Factory, and in my Galaxy bag. And Bobby's looking at me like, Mum, you're blocking off my entry to the chair. I am, because I need the space. Yes, I can show this one. So Yasmin Made with Love, I did sign up for the Patreon for the first month just to support her in her new endeavours, and one of the first ones that was available was Strawberry Season, and I was so happy about that because I love anything strawberry. So I made a start on it, and it is on Mystic Fabrics. It was just an unnamed piece that I got, 14 count. So there's the start. And that's, does it finish there. And that is in my Girl Power bag. Again, from Judith. I say nearly done, but I've got another one. Okay, from Nora Corbett. Here's this lovely black bag from Judith. Nora Corbett has Miss Spider, which is this one here. And I'm waiting for it to be spun up again, because I'm sort of thinking another 3 days I should at least finish the stitching. So there we go, that's where we're up to. And this is getting stitched on a piece of the DMC painted, you know, they don't have names, so it's like a mint marble. So that's what she's been stitched on. This is another one that I want to have finished this year, hopefully. I'm just waiting for some clips to come, and then I can put this one back on the scroll frame and I can get her finished. Started her on January 1st, 2021. Finished stitching her last year. I just need to add all the beads on and backstitch a little bit. But it is Bellatrix by Bella Filipina. And there we go. She is so beautiful. I'm stitching her on Father Time by Mystic Fabrics. So she is on my list of wanting to finish this year, if possible. So I just need to wait for those clips so I don't have any more excuses not to put her on the scroll frame and finish her. And she is in my lovely Purple Bats bag from Judith. It's that one, actually that pile. Then in our small notion bags, there's just some smaller ones to finish. This is Tudor Ermine from the Blue Flower. I don't have that much to go, but I'm just waiting for it to be spun up. Yeah, I'm trying the whole spinning method thing, where I spend 3 days on a project. Okay, so that's where I'm up to. So just have the bottom half to do. Bobby, just wait. I know I'm coughing. It's okay. I'm all right. Bobby's been quite attentive over the last few weeks that I've been, you know, since I've been quite sick. Hang on. I'm just going to pause you for a second. Hang on a sec. Okay, well. Hi, everyone. Okay. The next one is in this lovely Rendale one, again from Judith. And I just need to add the beads on. It's my little bee gnome Mill Hill kit. And God, I think this is the last one. I think it is. Yep. And I didn't. So okay. So for those that can't unsee it, please try. But I still haven't got around to putting those hearts in. All Hearts Come Home at Christmas from Luba Davies Atelier. Stitching it on 14 count Winter Queen by Mystic by Jodie Redesigns Fabric in the UK. And it's opal, so it's sparkly. So I really need to get that done because this is a Christmas present from my friend. So it may be a case of forget waiting for it to come up on the spin. I need to just pull it out and start stitching on it. Right, was that? Is that everything? No. What's that one? Hang on a second. Oh, no, that's a kit. Okay, I believe it is that is all the WIPs, I think. I did have a couple of finishes, so I'll just quickly show you those. So from in the Just Cross Stitch challenge, which started on the first, I have done a couple from the book. So this first one is designed by Bendy Stitchy, and I've just chosen not to put the fence down the bottom because I wanted it more square. And it's stitched on 18 count vintage grey. And then I've done that one there. Still undecided if I'm going to stitch it again and make it a biscornu, or just make it the pillow like it does in the magazine. So it's those. But so it's two finishes. And are you on the other one? Thank you. Yeah. And then I also finished Autumn Tart from Plum Street Samplers. This is getting stitched on the, I think it was 20 count, that I rit dyed. Just that one there. Again, my own colours. I don't know if I wrote them down, but I can have a look. And is this another one? Let me just double check. Oh, here we go. My Quoth the Stitcher sale. Even if you haven't started, please join in. Make sure that you use the hashtag so that I can find you and follow you. This was started with Mary, Magnolia Stitcher, at the start of the month, and I chose to use, instead of having it all black, I chose to use Water Lily's Royal Jewel and Dinky Dye Black Coral and Carolyn Water Lily's Graphite, Granite, one of the two. And here it is, stitched on 14 count Pateris Opal by Mystic Fabrics. It's sparkly because, you know, a girl likes a sparkle. So there, Quoth the Stitcher. I need more. Really happy with that finish. So much fun to stitch. The design is by My Big Toe. And I just got my copy of it from 123 Stitch over in the States. So, you know, it's available, it's out there. So if you'd like to do that one, I've actually passed mine on already. So yeah, enjoy that. Okay, so I think, is that all the stitching? Is it all the stitching? Is it? I did get a little bit of haul. I got some more of the vintage fabric that I could, because now it's discontinued. I just got what I could. But I got a couple of things from Temu. I got some little envelopes. I was going to make them, but I just thought, no, not doing that. No, we're not doing that, Kat. We're not getting that good. I got myself a new face mask, so I've got options. I mean, you got to admit, it's gorgeous, you know. Reminded me of Puss in Boots, and I think Nicole said the same thing. I got some wooden cabochon bases. Something a little bit different. Instead of getting the metal rings to put my floss drops on, I've got these, which have got the little screw things. They're a bit more bendy and stuff like that, but they're also a little narrower. And so I sort of thought, I want to give them a try. Sorry about that noise, by the way. I just realised. So I got those. I got some business card size cards, and that is going to be for stitchy plans. I got a few little heart patches. Again, stitchy plans. I got some more dippy sticks. I did give some to Nicole when she was over the other day, and we've got a couple of things in mind of what to do with those. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to make some noise. Sorry, I forgot to take one out. I forgot I'd given Nicole the one that I'd taken out. I got these. I just sort of thought they were pretty cool. So, oh, and I also got some washi tape. Of course, some cat washi tape, because, you know. So I got that. And then I got some, because I'm going to start scrapbooking my finishes and things like that, I got some different pieces of paper and stuff to decorate the book or use as background and things like that. Of course, some witchy stuff, that sort of thing. That one, butterflies and bugs, bats. There we go, bats. Owl. And this lovely autumny one, which I can take parts of. So I got those. Now those are all from Temu. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, just put them back up. And then from Spotlight in New Zealand, I got some other bits. So I got some loose sheets of should we do it this way? So I tried to get ones that were double-sided so that it would give me more options of what to do, or, you know, which to use. So which I thought, you know, was a good idea. Some are just a single-sided and they're a bit thin. So I got that one in the green, and I think I got it in the purple as well. Got the brick. I think it's called Mermaid Tail or something. I just sort of thought that'd be quite cute. And back to the thick one again. So I've got that one. I don't know which way does it go? It goes that way. That way. With that on the back. I got this to which I thought was quite nice. I could cut out each of the cards and things, or this is lined on the back, which is cool. And because I've got so many Valentine ones, I had to get at least, you know, something Valentine-y. Purple haze, because that's just so me. There's that on that side, and then the, you know, starry galaxy stuff on the other. A little bit of, I just sort of thought this was quite cool. It's a little bit like a tartan, sort of, and then that on the other side. X's and O's and hearts, again for the Valentine ones that'll be going in the book. Oh, here's the purple version of the marble. Another tartan sort of one. And then flowers on the back. These are American crafts papers, by the way. So there's that one with that, and then this one with that. So those were the individual sheets. I think that's all of them. And then I got some pads. So I got Bright Days, which have more the plain, because I sort of thought, you know, we might want a plain layer, as it were. Again, this is a bit thicker, but again, it's just plain. Oh, there's another one. there we go, I did have another one. There's always one. I got the pastels as well, because you don't always want bright colours, or I might like to mix a pastel with a bright. So I'm doing mounting and stuff. And then I'm not sure how or why, but they sent me 2 of this, and I'm not going to argue. So just the very neutral backgrounds. So I'm quite happy with that. So some of those are probably going to get turned into floss drops. Seeing there's 2 pads of them, I'm like, well, I can probably make use of that second pad. And then I also got these little Halloween ones, Boo Crew and Heavy Haunts. There's those. Oh, I just need to pause here for a moment. I didn't grab them and bring them over. Hang on a second. Okay, so the last thing that I did last weekend, I did those, not last weekend, was it the weekend before? I think it was the weekend before. I did the avocado dyeing of that one that I'm using for craft supplies. So I dyed that one. I did another onion dye. These are all 18 count, which is this. It's a beautiful golden colour. And that's with the onion skins. And no, it doesn't smell like onions. So I love that. Really, really happy with that colour. There. And then I did a quick jar dye. Now when I say a quick jar dye, what I did was I grabbed some pearl grey RIT dye. I splashed a bit at the bottom of a jar, filled up the jar, shoved in the fabric. Went and had a shower, came back, tipped a little bit of the water out, put a cap full of purple in, made my cup of coffee, and then tipped that out. Not my coffee, the RIT dye, and gave it a rinse. So that's I'm not the most patient for dyeing. I'm really not. But this is what I got now. I've just got some threads hanging off it, but that's my... So this was basically a 20-25 minute job. That's that side. So it's using, and I think it was just called purple, I don't know, of the RIT dye, the purple. There's the other side. So this is going to get used probably for Halloween Hamlet. I don't know yet, because I've got another project that I really might be putting on that one, which is the Puntini Puntini one, which I got. Happy Halloween. So if you want to join in on the 1st of September, Carolyn Manning, she's having a sale till the end of August, so got a couple of days to get in. And in the village, it takes a village series, I think it's called, is Halloween Hamlet, and we're going to be starting that as a sale, a stitch along. So if you want to join on in, here is the hashtag. Please do. And it's a start along, it's not a stitch along. We're not going to say you have to do this much by this time. It's just join on in. It's a beautiful little design. My brain is going to have a fun time trying to understand that I'm stitching it upside down and not to try and turn it around the wrong way and stuff. So there are parts of it that are going to be a bit of a challenge for me, but we'll get there, and I'm excited to start that one. So yeah, so I hope you'll join in with that. It would be really, really cool. Okay, so is that everything? I think that's all, and my voice is about to give up, and I'm quite tired, so nothing's going to get put away. So I'm just going to go and rest up a bit and hopefully get some stitching in. I have pulled Happily Ever After for my stitching for the next 3 days, or spun I should say. So I'm looking forward to that, but I need to get some rest, and we'll just see how we go. So I hope you enjoyed today, and I'm sorry that it was a bit rushed and a bit I was just worried that I wouldn't be able to get it finished. So I'm glad I got everything in. I'm glad I got my finishes and my little bit of hauls, so now I can come on, monkey, eventually put that away. And you know, so you've had the kids make their appearances, and hey, monkey, yeah, I know, I'm stopping. And I've got some. Nicole was wonderfully nice, and she cut out the fabric for me for my project bags. So I've got them ready to put together on my own, so unsupervised. So who knows, I might even do that today, later, instead. We'll just see how we go. You right? Okay, he's pushing. I've got to go. You guys take care, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure that you like, subscribe, leave any comments. They're much appreciated. And we will see you hopefully in 2 weeks. I can't guarantee it. We'll just sort of see how I'm doing. Because this is probably going to wipe me out for a few days. And yeah, don't forget, march to the beat of your own drum, peeps. It's where the magic happens. You guys take care, keep warm, keep cool, and we'll see you again soon. Toodles.